In this edition of Twinworld Game Reviews, we will be taking a look at the game Lucadian Chronicles by Dark Roast Entertainment. Now, Lucadian Chronicles is a card-based strategy game with a lot of influence from games such as Ogre Battle. When you start the game, Campaign is the only mode that is open to you. And Campaign mode is your single player mode, and in here you do have various maps that you would click into as you open up the different maps. And so this one I've done 4. I have the second act that I'm just starting, and so if we go into the first map here, you can see where the Ogre Battle influence comes from, because the map looks a lot like an Ogre Battle map, which looks really nice, by the way. And so we're going to go ahead, and you can see here you can actually adjust how you want the map to look. You can adjust the angle. Now here's my character, because like I said, I've done the map, so he's just sitting there. And so if you were to say tap on one of these, because there's normally enemy cards here if you haven't done the map yet, then here it shows you the different cards that you'd be fighting against, along with multiple victory conditions if there are. So here, if you did the victory, you'd get X amount of coins. Doing the second part of the victory, such as winning in 5 rounds, then that does give you a second amount of coins. Coins are used to purchase cards from the shop. Technically what you do is, with 100 coins, you buy a pack of cards from the shop, and it gives you 3 random cards. So if we go ahead and tap on a card here, single tapping will show the text on the card like that. Double tapping does pull it up. And the number in the upper left is the cost to play that card. You do have a cost limit of 12 for your hand. And on the left here, the 4 dots, that's your evolution, because you can evolve or enhance your cards. You can enhance them up to 3 times. Bottom left is your attack. Sword symbols are guys who must be in the front to attack. Put them in the back row, because there are 2 rows. They will not attack. Now there are archer symbols. Those are guys who can go in the back row and attack. And if an archer person is beside a sword person, then the sword person acts like a blocker and will take damage first. There are cards that can bypass an attacker, like a sword card, and deal direct damage to your archer cards. The 5 is the shield, and 20 is the hit points. Now in the upper right, I'll grab another card here. The rabbit symbol is speed, so the rabbit cards are the fastest speed for cards. No symbol means they're normal speed. Turtle means they're slowest speed. That's used when you're fighting a card directly across from you, say 5-on-5. Faster card goes first. If they're the same, then it's random draw. You have your Miiverse button that you can post, hints and tips and stuff about the map you fought. In the upper left, you can see there's an empty spot. That is actually used for sorcery cards, which do give enhancements to all characters or penalties to your opposing team. So go ahead and back out of here. Now there are 5 colors to the cards, and only certain cards can be seated beside each other for various strategic reasons. So we're going to go ahead and back out of here right away. So here's the shop. And this is your master card collection, which is actually on the main screen as well. And if you are a completionist, you'll want to get 100% before you go into the next act, because it says right there you cannot return and do your older maps once you moved into the new act. And so if you don't want to do the 100%, then once the game is done, you can start a new game and go through it again with a different strategy. So the collection just shows you all your different cards. And this is a similar screen you'd see when you're building your team when you're fighting. These different circles here are color filters. You can hide certain colors, so if you're looking for certain color combinations for building your team, these are your common, uncommon, and rare cards. The silver in the corner means they're uncommon. Gold means they are rare. Nothing means they're common. And so, like I said, 5 different colors. The ×1 is how many of that card you have. The evolve is where you go to do your evolution to boost the cards up. Then the bottom one here, this little corner one, turning it on and off will filter out your most evolved card versus all the cards of that particular card. Almanac will show you characters you've collected just from the single player modes, sorceries you've collected. If I understand correctly, the tutorials will show you past tutorials, and so then the conversations always just past conversations, and stamps is various Miiverse stamps that you can collect. And so you do have the lab, which is where you would build different decks to fight against each other, just to see how cards interact, what type of bonuses apply. Coliseum is where you would go to do daily challenges. Once you've tried it once, you do have to wait for the next day to come in to do the next challenge. League allows you to build a deck and put it in like a 5-card deck, up to 5 cards, or 6 if you're using your sorcery card. And then you put it into the league. Every 4 hours or so, it puts your deck against another team, and by winning matches you get extra coins that you can use to spend. Drafting is another online mode where that one's real time. You have 2-player and 4-player drafting. There are best of 3 matches, so 2 players 1-on-1. With a 4-player, it's similar to 2-player, but with that one it's, you know, see here, these 2 versus these 2, but then the winners fight each other, and the top 2 places do get rewards. And as you can see here as well, that if no one's in one of the draft modes, you can leave and go remain queued, so you can play the single player mode, and when you have enough people to play a draft, it will bring you back into draft to play. And so that is pretty much it. Now if you do tap on your name as a final thing, it shows you your campaign progress along with like a draft ranking of who's got the best scores. As you can see, there is a lot of content, a lot of different things you can do in here.